Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to draw using 1-point perspective, just like we did in class. Of course, you're going to need an eraser, pencil, ruler. If you have a triangle, this is helpful for getting right angles, but not necessary. And then you need a sheet of paper. Okay, so first thing that you're going to do is you're going to draw a horizon line and a vanishing point. And we're going to draw the horizon line about right here. So just go ahead and lay down your ruler and make sure that it's parallel to the edge of the paper, okay? You don't want your ruler, you don't want to draw your horizon line like that or like that. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but try and see if you can make it as straight as you can and as parallel, okay? So that means that all of this needs to be about equal, okay? And you can definitely measure it if you want, but for now we're just gonna eyeball it. Okay, horizon line, right? HL. And then this time, since we're gonna do 1-point perspective, we're just gonna put the vanishing point in the center, okay? It doesn't have to be a very big dot, it can be small. And this vanishing point can happen anywhere along this line, but for now we're just gonna put it in the center. Okay, now when you're doing 1-point perspective, you're trying to make something that's flat like a square, three-dimensional like a cube, and you're using the technique to help you. So the next thing that you need to do is draw a square, okay? So we're gonna draw a square to the left of the dot and not under it, okay? I think it works better if you work kind of big at the start. Okay, so 3 inches all the way around, and that's when this comes in handy, okay? Because then you can get, especially if you have the ones that have the inches, then you can really get that right angle, okay? Okay, so let's see, 3 inches. That's about to right there. And it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle or square or anything. Okay. All right. So and you can do all of this just using your ruler. Okay. If you have a better system, use it. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to try to make this 2D square into a 3D. 2D, we're going to try to turn it into something that's 3D, which means three-dimensional, okay? So we're going to draw from these corners here, these 3 corners, okay, lines that go to the vanishing point, all right? Okay, and those lines are called, you don't need to know it, but I'll write it. They're called orthogonal lines. Okay, all right. All right, we're not going to draw from this point because if we did, then the cube would be see-through or transparent, and we want it to be a solid, okay? All right, so almost done here. Now we have the front of the cube, we need the top and the side. So what I like to do is put my ruler down like this and just try to slide it up. And I'm going to draw a horizontal line, okay? And I'm going to make sure that my ruler is parallel to this, parallel to that, okay? Okay, so everybody's parallel. Okay, and then I'm just going to drop down a vertical line here. And what you want to do is you want to create a right angle, okay? So if you have your triangle, you can just do that easily, right? But if you don't have a triangle, you just have a ruler, then take your ruler, line it up with this side here that you drew. Make sure that it's vertical and parallel, and you can just slide it over, okay, and draw your line. All right, something that students do, you know, they don't do it on purpose, but they will accidentally, instead of drawing the line vertical, they'll do something like this, okay? And that's just wrong. That doesn't even look right, okay? So make sure that you definitely draw the line vertical, okay? All right, and then the last step, all you need to do now is just erase what you don't need. Use my bigger eraser. Just to isolate the cube, okay? Done. All right. So now I want you to try and do it on this side, okay? So let's do it one more time. This time, I'm just gonna draw. Oof, that looks really slanted. Let's try it again. Okay, so it doesn't matter what shape you draw, you can always use the dot to turn it into something, the vanishing point and the horizon line, to turn it into something that's three-dimensional, okay? Maybe you're asking yourself, you know, what's the point of drawing a horizon line? I just need the dot. The purpose of drawing a horizon line is to establish the plane, or to set up like where these things would be sitting. So this is like, it can represent a table, it could represent the land, and then this part up here represents sky. So it creates a setting for these to exist in, okay? Otherwise they're just, you know, floating in space, and they could be floating in space. But that's kind of like the purpose of the horizon line. Okay. All right, so you have two forms here, and the last thing you need to do is attempt to draw a door here, okay? Now, if we were just drawing a door on the front of it, it would just be like a normal door, right? I'm just gonna sketch it so you can see. A normal door, I mean, make sure you draw everything with a ruler. If you were to just draw a normal door, nothing special here. We've been drawing doors like this, you know, since we began drawing. The doors and windows that you put on this side, inside here, those will be distorted, okay? You will have verticals to represent this part, but the top of the door, that part needs to line up with the dot. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. For instance, if I were just to draw a normal door like this, okay, do you see how that looks really strange? Okay, so instead of doing that, we're gonna have vertical lines. So that's right. Okay, let me use my ruler to straighten them out. Okay, and the top of the door, this line, needs to line up with the dot. Okay, you see how it lines up? And then you can just erase what you don't need there. Put the little door handle. So that's how you would draw a door there, okay?